So, welcome everyone. And today, come forward. All of you must have heard about this book called Bhagavad Gita. Yes, very important book. Bhagavad Gita as it is. You've heard of as it is? What is the meaning of as it is? Does anyone know? As it is. Very nice. Very nice. Perfect. Jaise ka taisa. How Krishna spoke, Krishna ne baat kahi. How same mood Arjuna heard, Arjuna ne suni. Same mood is picked up and translated here by Srila Prabhupada. वही mood हमारे Prabhupada ने translation किया. As it is. That's why it's called as it is. And Bhagavad Gita. What does it mean? Bhagavad Gita mean? Anyone know? What does Bhagavad Gita mean? Okay. Bhagavad means God. And Gita meaning song. Song of God. Simple. No complications. Bhagavad Gita is a very simple instructions given by Krishna. It is complicated because we are complicated people. You know? So first thing he says that you are not this body, you are spirit soul. That's the first thing. Second thing he says, as spirit soul, we are eternal part and parcel of Krishna. And third thing he says, as eternal part and parcel of Krishna, our only business, not duty, our only business is to love him. Full stop. Nothing else. Now, because the soul is in the body, and there are so many complications with the body, we have a complicated world. So I would like to start this discussion with a question. We know the background about this, Bhagavad Gita, spoken very quickly. I'll give you the past some behind that. We know this is a ford, it's a fight between two families, the cousins, the Pandavas, the Purus, and Kauravas, the Kuru dynasty. Yudhishthira Maharaj was the rightful head of this whole earth. But due to his uncle, Dhritarashtra, who was blind by birth, but who was elder than Yudhishthira Maharaj's father. But because he was blind, he cannot rule, he can become a king. A king cannot be blind. That's why his younger brother became the king, but he died. And the younger brother's son, Yudhishthira, was the eldest. And Dhritarashtra's son, Duryodhana, was the second after Yudhishthira. So technically, Yudhishthira, king, Maharaj, was to rule the earth as eldest, as per the Vedic way of life, the rules. But that was not to be so, because Dhritarashtra was alive and he wanted his son to be the king. That's why all these complications happen. He says, I am deprived of my kingdom because I was blind. My son may not be elder, but so what? I am elder. So that's why he did all these complicated things, Shadayantras, to make sure that Yudhishthira Maharaj does not become king. A lot of things happened. They had to be sent to forest and to Agyatwas also. They had to be sent where nobody should recognize them, which they did, etc. Even their wife was disrobed in the court, Draupadi, Mother Draupadi, and Krishna saved her. It's a very beautiful pastime. But that is not the scope of today's discussion. So in that, finally, Krishna goes to the court of Dhritarashtra and says, listen, king, I've come as a messenger of the five Pandavas headed by Yudhishthira. I'm telling you, I'm going to negotiate one treaty with you, which they will not say no. I know them. So I'm asking you They are Kshatriyas by birth and by actions. By birth, nobody's birth is as important. Actions are important than birth. Today people say I'm a Brahmana by birth, but his actions are not Brahmana type. His actions are worse, eating meat and smoking and drinking, all nonsense, money oriented. That's not Brahman. That is not Brahman. There's worse than Shudras. So Krishna goes and requests King Yudhishthira, on behalf of King Yudhishthira. He says that, see, they are Kshatriyas. They cannot live without ruling. So I'm requesting you, O King Dhritarashtra, give them only 5 villages. And each of the Pandavas will rule each of the village. So, and I promise you, they will not fight you. They will be satisfied with it. Duryodhana said, 5 villages? I will not give them. What about 5 villages? I will not give them a land which is even at the tip of a pin. What are you talking about 5 villages? If they want to get that land, the tip of a pin, they have to fight me. Do you understand? Go. Insulted Krishna as well. Just see. And that's where a big fight was arranged. Everything was over. As Krishna was there, he made sure that there was no fight. Because any fight is bad for everybody. This was the fight of the whole world. When the whole world came, people from different countries came to fight. And this was the last proposal by Krishna to say, avoid the war. Just give them 5 villages, they'll be happy, full stop. He said, no. He said, okay. And insult on top of it. So, then the war was started. Now, when the war is about to start, that's where Arjuna, the best of the mighty arm with his arrows, requested Krishna, because Krishna was his charioteer. He requested Krishna for a chariot, and Duryodhana asked for his whole army. He said, given, Narayan. I just want Narayan. Arjuna said, I want Krishna, you may take the army. I don't want. So he requested Krishna, please take me in the middle of this battlefield. I want to see who has come to fight us. So Krishna took the chariot in the middle, and suddenly, what did Arjuna see? What did Arjuna see? Arjuna saw, instead of enemies, he saw his uncle, his grandfather, his brothers, all of them. He saw his relatives, and he gets puzzled. He gets very complicated. He said, this is what? I don't understand this. These are my own people coming to fight with me. My own grandfather, I played on his lap. He's here to kill me, and I have to kill him. My skin is burning, Krishna. I cannot fight them. I don't understand, he's saying. And so he starts to give discussions with Krishna, give instructions also. That I have heard that if this kind of fight happens and the women of the world becomes, when husbands are dead, then the children are Varna Shankaras. They are without Varnas and they are completely gone, the children. You see today's world, you've got kids creating more nuisance in the world. Because there is no clear-cut instructions what they are, how to do, how to lead life. There is no varnashram. They don't know how to lead life as well. That's why they drink, eat and marry. Not marry means get married, marry. Be married. So in that situation, he tells Krishna, please, I don't want, it's better that I give my kingdom to them, let them rule the kingdom, and I'll become a pauper. With begging, I'll live my life. So Krishna is telling him, what are you doing? You are a warrior. Do you think if you give up your kingdom and give them in charity, become a beggar, they are going to take it that way? He said, they will say to the world that this Arjuna has become afraid of us. And because of that only he is not fighting. You understand this point? This is today's world, complicated. Straightforwardness is many times misunderstood and misinterpreted. So, Arjuna says, I am confused. This is discussion going on between two friends. Krishna said, fight with them. If you win, you will have a kingdom which is better than the whole, third world, which is the lower planets, middle planet, which is the earthly planets, and higher planets, Svargaloka. All the three planetary systems, all the three will be better than that. You will be king of that. If you die, then you will surely go to Svargaloka because you are fighting for right cause. You will go to heaven. Why? He said, I'm very confused. I'm very confused. I don't want to fight them, but they are fighting with me. They have come to fight with me. My skin is burning now. And he put his Gandhi bow. He says, no, Krishna, I cannot fight. Hey, Govinda. Govinda meaning master of the senses. Go, which gives pleasure to the senses, is Govinda. Master of the senses is Rishikesh. He said, hey Govinda, one who gives pleasure to the senses, I shall not fight. Right? And then he says that I am also confused, I can't answer this question. So I'm requesting you become my guru. And I'm a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. It's a very important verse by Krishna where Arjuna is surrendered. At the point when Arjuna is surrendered, that is when Krishna smiling. Now he's smiling. Why is he smiling now? Because now he's going to listen to me. Till this time, two friends were talking. Because Arjuna and Krishna were two friends. In Sakhya Rasa, one can love God as a friend as well. Arjuna is in Sakhya Rasa. Means friendship, mellow. You can love God as a friend. You can love God or as a servant, like Hanumanji. Or you can serve God, love God in neutral bhav. Neutrality. Like people think about the Survi cows, giving pleasure to Krishna, the garland which Krishna wears, Vajanti Mala garland, etc. You can love God as a parent. Like you have got Laddu Gopal, usually they are worshippers like parents, they worship with that. That's the Vatsalya Rasa. Or you can love God, that's what we do, we perfect in it. We try to perfect in Madhurya Rasa. This is the disciplic succession. Madhurya Rasa means conjugal love, following the mood of the gopis. The followers and the servants of the gopis. That bhav is with Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So, there, after smiling, after Arjuna accepts Krishna as a guru, guru has got many meanings. What does guru mean? One of the meaning means heavy. You know heavy means? Not heavy means heavy. Heavy means chastising. Not physically, but corrects our situation. So Krishna says, talking like a big pandit you are. Now he's guru. Now he's no longer his friend. You're talking like a big pandit. He's saying that Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyan Anvashochastvam Pragnavadam Shabhashyase Gata Sun Agata Sunscha Nanushochanti Panditaha. Here, chastisement. He's saying that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna said. What did Krishna say to Arjuna? First information, not instruction. First thing he said is, while speaking learned words, you are mourning. He's feeling sad. For what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament for the living nor for the dead. Very interesting. The very first thing he says is very heavy, which hardly any living being in this world can do. While speaking learned words, he's saying, you are mourning that for that which is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament. Lament means they feel sad, neither for the living, don't be happy or sad for the living, nor for the dead. If you do, then you are not a Pandit. You are not clever. Far out. And now the instruction starts. That's what we are getting into. Now before we give these instructions, before we understand these instructions Krishna gives, I want to ask you one question. Now we understand the story behind this, okay? What word is the most negative word in our vocabulary? There are many, but one is very stands out. Which is that word? It's a very negative word. People don't like to hear that.
Hate.
Hate. Okay. Okay, hate. Hate could be direct as well. I hate you means I know that you are hating me. You know, or I hate you. Okay? Right? That's a good point. Hate. Any other word, please? What do you think?
Anger.
Anger. Anger is a hate, it's a negative word. Okay, alright. What do you think, sir?
Lie.
Lie. Word. Lie. What do you think, mother? You're still thinking. Okay. What do you think? आपको क्या लगता है? कौन सा शब्द है जो सबसे लोगों को पसंद नहीं? नेगेटिव शब्द है. Very interesting. I'll tell you. Okay. But. Kintu. Parantu. Why is it negative? Now we both talk. We are discussing. Yeah. And I say, you are absolutely right, but I think. So what is the meaning of my saying you are absolutely right? Nothing really. आप सही बोल रहे हो, पर मुझे लगता है कि, पर मैं नहीं करता. तो मतलब क्या सही बोलेगा मतलब क्या? But, किंतु, very negative word. Never use the word but in your vocabulary. If you want to be successful in relationships, use the word and instead of but. Free advice. Try using the word and. Even if the person is speaking all nonsense, you say, good views you've got your views, great, but don't say but, it's finished. You say, okay, and we can do is that we can look at from this point of view as well, and so remember me when you get that. Okay, now, but, negative word. Which is the most powerful word? Now that we are starting to think, I told you, these discussions are where we get into things, a lot of things, okay? Philosophy and practicality of it. And then we'll see what Krishna is saying and why he's saying that. So which is the most powerful word?
Love.
Love? Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So, yes. Yes, ma'am. Say yes, ma'am. Powerful word. Yeah, you can go places by saying yes. Okay. What do you think?
Love.
Love, powerful word. What do you think, sir?
Give.
Give. Okay. I give you. Okay.
Forgive.
Forgive. She added the word F-O-R before give. Forgive. Forget about it. Forgive. Very good. You'll be happy. What do you think, mother?
Devotion.
Devotion. Wow, you got all philosophical, you know. Very nice. The most powerful word in any language is no.
That's a negative word.
No.
No negative word.
No, powerful word. No. No is a powerful word, not negative word. But is a negative word. See? Everyone is quiet. No. No. You know what? My boss told me do this. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. You want to show yourself to me? Authority. Powerful. All my friends said, drink. I said, no, I'll not drink. You drink. Powerful word. Yes meaning, okay, I'll drink. I love you guys. What is it? Give? You will not give drinks to them. Forgive them. And devotion, you can do your devotion to drinking, no problem. If a person wants to show his superiority, he says no. Again, free advice and free information. Most of the people who are very successful materially, they get a lot of proposals all the time. They have the ability to pick up the right proposal, the right project. Those are very rare. What we see is only those actions of the right proposal. When they pick up, implemented, great stuff. What we don't see is so many no's they have to say. Any person says, I said no to the person, I don't want to do it. No. And a no is usually spoken by a very honest person. If you get somebody who says on the face to say, no, this is wrong what you're doing, don't leave the person. But we will surely run away from the person to our own fault. A mirror is that person. Mirror, mirror, how do I look? Big, fat and ugly. Yeah? Our well-wishers, parents, they will say no to us many times. As teenagers, it's very hard for us to digest. Don't say no if they are well-wishers. Be always wary of a yes man who's with you. He always says yes to you. Always hidden motive. Yeah. जो सच्चे होते हैं, sorry, it's in Hindi, I'll repeat it in English as well, this is a poem. जो सच्चे होते हैं, वो कभी कभी गुस्सा कर देते हैं. हमने झूठों को अक्सर मुस्कुराते हुए देखा है. मुस्कुराते ही रहते हैं. तो गिरो गिरो. अब गिरो बोलेगा, गिरो बना. हम तो मुस्कुराएंगे, हमें क्या पड़ेगा जी. Those who are well-wishers, they sometimes get upset with us. Those who are honest people, and they tell us off as well. But those who are liars, those who have other selfish motives, they always smile at us for anything and everything. They don't care about us, do they? And I can tell you that most of the humanity, now I can't say all because there are very few who are very clever. They understand this how things work. So it's very important to understand who is our friend, who is our enemy. With that point, let's come to this discussion where Krishna has now chastised Arjuna. First thing, you're talking like a big learned man, but you are lamenting for what is not worth lamenting. And now comes the instructions. This is the instruction. Natve vaham jatu nasam. Natvam neme janadhipaha. न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयम् अतः परम्. Now listen to me carefully, okay? Na Repeat after me. No.
No.
Never.
Never.
Tu.
Tu.
But.
But.
Eva.
Eva.
Certainly.
Certainly.
Aham.
Aham.
I.
I.
Jatu.
Jatu.
At any time.
At any time.
Na.
Na.
Did not.
Did not.
Asam.
Awesome.
Exist.
Exist.
Na.
Na.
Not.
Not.
Tvam.
Tvam.
You.
You.
Na.
Na.
Not.
Not.
Ime.
Ime.
All this.
All this.
Jana Ad Jana Dipaha.
Janadipaha.
Kings.
Kings.
Na.
Na.
Never.
Never.
Cha.
Cha.
Also.
Also.
Eva.
Eva.
Certainly.
Certainly.
Na.
Na.
Not.
Not.
Bhavishyamaha.
Bhavishyamaha.
Shall exist.
Shall exist.
Sarvevayam.
Sarvevayam.
All of us.
All of us.
Ataha param.
Tatha param.
Hereafter.
Hereafter.
How many no's? In 4 lines he said 6 no's. Repeat after me now. Never was there a time
Never there was a time
when I did not exist,
when I did not exist,
nor you,
nor you,
nor in the future,
nor in the future,
nor all these kings,
nor all these kings,
nor in the future,
nor in the future,
shall any of us
shall any of us
cease to be.
cease to be.
I'll repeat again. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. This is the first instruction by Krishna. He said, no, 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 no to all your thinking. Thinking is wrong. So, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you. Meaning what? You think, Arjuna, that we exist now and we are dead now. No, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor these kings for whom you are feeling sad, nor in the future shall any one of us cease to be. ऐसे कभी था ही नहीं जब मैं और तुम नहीं थे अर्जुन, ना ही ये किंग्स, ये जो राजा हैं वो भी थे, वो भूतकाल में भी थे, भविष्य में भी रहेंगे, और हम दोनों हमेशा अलग रहते. This is the point. First instruction, very important instruction. This is the summum bonum of whole Krishna consciousness. What does I say? Krishna consciousness means what? 1. To understand we are not this body, we are spirit soul. First point. Second point is, as spirit soul, we are eternal part and parcel of Krishna. And third is, as eternal part and parcel of Krishna, our only business is to love Him. Alright? So all our activities here are on 1 to 3 levels. This is the first level. To understand we are not the body, we are spirit soul. So here, Arjuna is lamenting for his family. Krishna is saying no need for lamenting. It is wrong to be lamenting. Why? Because he says that you and me and all of them existed in the past. We are existing today and will exist tomorrow as well. And we remain separate. Here, 2 things have been told by Krishna to Arjuna. Mark these things. 2 things are said by Krishna to Arjuna. First thing that has been spoken, instruction given is, you are lamenting for the body. Body dies. Spirit soul does not die. This is the first point. How do you assume that? How can you fathom this point? That you are not the body, you are spirit soul. Do you believe you are not this body, you are spirit soul? Very good, you're honest. 50-50. What do you think, Mother?
Yeah, I think.
You think?
Yes, because I feel like your energy can't be destroyed. You know, it makes sense to me that the energy has to carry on. So where does it go?
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Okay. How about you, sir? Do you believe you're not the body or spirit soul? No. Very good. You're honest. What do you think, Mother? Forgive him for doing like this. What do you think? Do you accept you're not this body, your spirit soul? You don't accept you're this body. Okay, good. आपको नहीं आपको विश्वास है कि आप आत्मा हो, शरीर नहीं हो? आप पूरे विश्वास हो? Okay, very good. All right. Now 50-50, right?
Yeah. I'm 50-50 too.
Yeah.
I still realize that I am this. I still feel like I'm this body. I'm still attached to the
That's
material.
right.
But I just, as the concept, I believe that. that
Yes, it's a concept you believe.
Yeah.
How do you practically implement?
ये आत्मा तो है हमारे अंदर जो बोल रही है.
आपने देखी है?
हाँ.
आत्मा को देखी है? Okay. How do you prove this? That the soul is different to the body? How do you prove it?
ये भक्ति से होता है.
हाँ, ठीक है. Tell me practicality now. I want to understand with practical things. Because you have to understand this practically. These are the fundamental points. If you do not understand it now, foundation is weak there. How do you say that you are a human being and even a cat has a soul?
Yes.
How do you prove that? Or a dog has a soul? Or you are a soul, not a body. I am a soul, not a body. How do you prove it?
Every living things in हर living thing में soul है.
हाँ, प्रूफ कैसे कर सकते हैं आप?
उसके जीवित रहने से.
हाँ,
अगर वो जीवित है,
हाँ,
तभी तो उसके अंदर soul है.
Very
अगर हमारी ये body soul निकल जाती है तो body मिट्टी है.
बराबर है. Good point. Symptom of life is a soul.
Yeah.
But scientists say life happens by working of the different chemicals in the body. Right, sir? Science ये कहता है, you understand what I'm trying to say, right? How do you prove that? That the science is wrong. Science says yes, we have life, cat has life, but it is because of the working of the chemicals inside the body that keeps us alive. Science says it. Am I right, sir? You can debate this again.
But वो chemical भी तो भगवान ने ही डाले हमारी body में.
Yeah, let's say होता है, ठीक है. But that is how the life is. Bhagwan, God is next point. But right now we're talking about spirit soul.
तो split soul.
How do we show
भगवान
it?
के रूप है.
No. How do you prove it? Practically prove कीजिए.
Practical तो
How do you
भगवान
say?
के रूप है.
How do you say this? How do you say this?
वो तो जब third eye पे जाती है.
No. वो सब no.
तब वो उसका
नहीं वो सब कुछ नहीं. वो बोगस चीज है. These are bogus. Third eye बड़ा business nonsense. Stick to Bhagavad Gita, philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. All those philosophies no meaning. Please. How do you prove that you have a soul? So also, the dog and a cat has a soul. Scientists say, right, life, as you say, correctly, energy, but they say the working of the chemicals produces life. When a chemical stops functioning, life is finished. That's why we die, they say. How do you say to that? How do you challenge them? No? I can't tell you. Can you become scientist? Become. Ask this question.
The same question.
Yes, same question.
Can you become?
Do you believe this question? We're discussing, what are we discussing?
How can you prove?
How can you prove that the soul is alive? That the life in the body is because of the soul, it is because of the chemicals working in the body.
Yeah.
So you're a scientist asking the question. Prabhupada did this all the time. Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the ISKCON and Hare Krishna movement, he did this all the time. He would make his disciples speak. This is what he said. ये बोलते हैं देखिए. This tree, the tree or dead tree, cut the tree. This tree is dead. Yes. So the bogus scientists would say that the tree was alive because of the chemical inside the body, right? Right. Because of the interaction of the chemicals, right? Right. Now the chemicals are there inside the body. Why is it not alive? What stops the interaction? Is it not so? Is it true? Good argument? You understood the point? All of you understood the point? No? Alright. If scientists say that because of the chemicals inside the body, the interaction of the chemicals, life is produced, we are alive. So when we are dead, the chemicals are not interacting, that's why we are dead as per them. So why do we know why the chemicals are not interacting when they are there inside? Something has gone off.
Consciousness.
Something is switched off, so that's what it is. So they say chemicals working creates consciousness. So when it stops from working, interacting, consciousness finishes. So we say that's good, that's why. So why did it stop interacting? There's something which is much more subtle, which binds everything together. And that is living matter. Chemicals are not living. Life does not come from chemicals. Chemicals come from life. You understand these points? This takes a bit of time. That's why these sessions and this particular program, the first class, the beginner's program, is a longer program. Because we take different aspects. We'll continue this again in different ways. So this first thing Krishna is saying, you are not this body, you are spirit, soul. The body changes, soul doesn't change. Something which you had mentioned. Just like when I was small, or my son was small, we brought him, when he was born, he was this tiny. Huh? We all were this tiny. I used to make him sleep like this. He was not even coming till here, you know, here. I was holding like this and make him sleep. This is actually how. And now look at him, he'll hold me like this now. Okay? Now that body has changed. He's the same. Why? He's the same. When a person becomes old, they still we are looking, they still feel fresh, but the body is old. Is it not so? आपको याद लगता है ना? Fresh. The soul is fresh. Atma is fresh. Never gets old. This is the point to be understood. And depending upon our level of consciousness, when we die, we get the next body. A human being is alive, born. Okay? A cat is born. Kitten. He grows up, becomes a young man, boy. The kitten becomes a young boy. Okay. Finds a girlfriend or wife. Finds a girlfriend or wife. Okay. No? Has sex, creates children. Has sex, creates children. Grows old. Dwindles, dies. Same thing. Body is different. Individual aspect is the same. The soul. Second thing which Krishna is saying here. So first thing is, we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. We understood the spirit, soul existence is separate to the body. Because science so far has come to this only conclusion by saying that interaction of chemicals. That's why the life is born. Hey, when you die, chemicals are inside the body. What makes them stop? This should be your research. Yeah. And second thing is this, that God, we are eternal part and parcel of God. Okay? We never become one with God. This is a wrong concept. We remain separate. God is God. We can become godly. But we cannot become God. It is a wrong thinking. That's why he says, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor these kings. Means we are very separate. He says, nor in the future shall any of us will cease to be. We will remain eternally separate. This is the most fundamental second point of God realization. Advaita and Dvaita philosophy. We are Dvaita philosophers. That's why you can love God as a servant. What did I start discussing with? As a servant, neutral, as parent, as a lover, as a friend. You cannot become one with Him by doing all this. You cannot do it. This is the first instruction Krishna gives. Bang. clear cut. And if we don't understand this first instruction on these 2 points, we'll miss Krishna consciousness. We remain, he is also God, 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 all bogus thing going on and on and on and on. And people will cheat you. I'm God. You can also be God. Aham Brahmasmi, yes. Aham Brahma Asmi. I am a spirit soul. Yes. You're spirit soul, but you're not God. You're not Parabrahman. Parabrahman is different. That is Krishna. And the Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, 2nd chapter talks about this. The 3 levels of God realization. Brahmeti, understanding the Parabrahman and Brahman. Paramatmeti as Paramatma, super soul. And Bhagavan iti Satyavati. Here, the realization coming here, that the Sat Chitan Ananda, Sat realization is eternal realization of eternity. Eternity realization is a realization of impersonalism. Chit means knowledge. That is the realization of Paramatma. You see all these different sages, they find out the super soul in the heart, supreme consciousness in the heart. That is the Paramatma realization. And the third realization is Bhagavan with Ananda. So that is when the 3 bending form of Shyama Sundar playing on the flute in Goloka Vrindavan is that realization with whom you can have this 5 principle reciprocation. These are the points to be understood. We'll discuss this more in our future sessions as well. For now, this is very important for you to carry today, that Krishna is instructing Arjuna as a disciple, not before that. Before that, there's argument. So, wise people don't argue with people unnecessarily. He was telling him, instructing him, when Arjuna accepted him as a guru, that's what he said, what are you talking about? Like, Pandit, you're not even talking anything nonsense. You don't have any sense. This is not at all clarity in your thinking. This is the real knowledge, he said. So repeat after me. Never was there a time where when I did not exist, sorry.
When I did not exist.
Never was there a time
Never was there a time
when I did not exist,
when I did not exist.
nor you, nor these kings,
Nor these kings.
nor in the future
Nor in the future.
shall any of us
Shall any of us
cease to be.
cease to be.
Now try and sing this verse, it's very beautiful. Natve vaham
Natvevaham
jatu nasam
jatunasam
natvam neme
natvam
janadhipaha
janadipaha
na chaiva na
chaiva
bhavishyamaha
bhavishyamaha
sarve vayam
sarve
atah param.
atah param.
This is Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse number 12. So here the real Bhagavad Gita discussion starts from instructions. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you very much.